guys, this is Lar. I want to talk about two things today: rock music, corporate and professional culture, and the black youth. I see a very strong pattern. Now let's just let it pertain first to me and rock music, because that's one of the reasons why I came on here. Black youth has a stronger aversion to rock music because of its culture. Yes, it is also because of how it sounds, but also because of the culture they interpret through the music, and they feel that that culture they do not relate to. And what I'm talking about is that the culture that they do not relate to, they feel is white suburban culture. They feel that it has nothing to do with what black people do in their communities. It's like an absolutely alien musical art form that deals with a culture alien to them. Okay, if that's true or not, I mean that's for another segment, but that is one of the biggest obstacles of getting black people or Christian black people to play rock music. It is one of the biggest obstacles, because I can't say, well, black people, you said it's black youth, but we have black adults that play rock music too. Well, yes, I understand that, but the movement, the foundation of all musical movements, or foundation of music is rooted in the youth. That's my opinion. I mean, people start playing rock music when they're like 16, up to 26, and get in their prime when they're 26. If you're 35, I don't really like to say that you're past your prime, but in general terms, that's a later stage. I mean, the rock movement was started by the Who. Rock movement was started by the Who, Eric Clapton, and all these people were in their 20s. Not many people are in their late 30s or mid 30s. Are the pioneers, or the leaders in many respects to the musical genre. Now, how is that similar to black youth and corporate culture and intellectual culture and educational culture in some respects? Black youth perceives, not all, I hate that and I have to be careful, not all black youth, but many black youth, the majority of black youth perceives the corporate culture as being white, and they perceive entering corporate culture as assimilating, which in turn, in their mind, compromising who they are in order to enter into it. I hope I said that right. So in other words, in order to enter corporate culture, they need to assimilate to white people's standards. And one standard that comes out glaring, that they feel that they are compromising if they enter or pursue a corporate career, is how they talk. Now, some people feel that that's very superficial. I'm one of those people. But for many black youth, there's certain things that they want to maintain as unique to their subculture, in order to preserve their uniqueness. One is speech pattern, the second thing is fashion, the third thing is music. So as you can see the musical aversion to, or the aversion or apprehension to rock music, simply because it's not right now relating to black youth. On the flip side, you can also see the aversion of many black youth, not all, again I gotta repeat, not all, a lot of black youth has toward corporate culture, or entering corporate culture, or entering the science fields, or entering the law fields. It's because their speech pattern will be compromised. They feel that their speech pattern is part of who they are. Now, where do they feel that their speech pattern is not going to be compromised? their musical identity is not going to be compromised, and their fashion identity is not going to be compromised. Well, let's just be honest. Rap music gives them an opportunity to speak about how they grew up using their same, speech patterns or whatever, and not compromise who they are. Now, the biggest question is if music, fashion, and speech patterns are inherent, distinguishable, or major, I should say, are speech patterns, music, and fashion, are they important qualities to distinguish black youth from white youth? Or I shouldn't say that, but how should I say it? It's the way you talk, what music you listen to, and how you dress. Does that define you as an African American young male? Is it important in defining you as an African American young male? And I'm talking about anywhere from 16 to 26. Is it that important, that essential in it having your own ethnic identity? To many black youth, that is important. I disagree with them. I don't feel that I don't feel necessarily that those things you need to have to define yourself as an African American young male or female in a predominantly white society. I don't feel that you have to have those things, but that's how they feel. So I guess what would be the solution? How do you, I guess what I'm saying is how in terms of rock music and in terms of the educational culture or intellectual culture in America, how do you promote these cultures, intellectual culture and rock music, as things that will not compromise who they are without will not compromise who they are? If they feel that music, fashion, and how they speak is intrinsic to being unique in a predominantly white culture, how do you get over that heap? And I don't know. So I guess that's the question I'm trying to ask, because that is the fundamental problem of having, fundamental problem of getting more black guitarists or more black rock singers or whatever into the rock genre. It's the same problem that you have in the intellectual field, where speech, it's probably not just speech, but speech is the most detectable one. Speech and the way that you talk is one of the fundamental problems of getting blacks into, more blacks, not all, there are some blacks that are in intellectual fields and want to pursue intellectual fields, but for a lot of black youth to enter the intellectual field, speech and how the way you talk is an obstacle. It's a I guess problematic, you can say. So if you guys can answer that question for me, I greatly appreciate it. Thanks.